have known. You've been meddling with fate all along. Bringing Bai Yu back. We're almost there. This is what you've been after all along, isn't it?
Welcome to the final chapter of Wuchang Fallen Feathers. At the end of this cycle of rebirth, Wuchang can face 4 possible outcomes. 4 different endings, but they only reveal the surface. Who truly killed Fang Yao and Youzai, and why? Why did Wuchang's sister Bai Yu die? And what is the right choice that could satisfy Yog-Sothoth enough to release Wuchang from this endless cycle? Some endings might even feel inconsistent, depending on how many chisels she holds when entering the gate of truth of Yog-Sothoth. There's even an outcome where, even if Wuchang obtains all 5 chisels and doesn't give any away, Yangzi still appears with a 6th chisel and stabs her in the back. But everything begins to make sense when we uncover the deeper stories hidden in her past reincarnations, revealed only through subtle dialogues. I've replayed through different cycles to search for the real answers.
I'm glad you are safe. I'll stay here. Come back for me when you're done, all right?
Fang Yao and Youzai are 2 acquaintances who accompany Wuchang on her journey. Fang Yao is a little girl who lost her family and the one she regarded as an older sister, leaving her haunted by horrific memories. Youzai is a sea merchant whose family's fortune fell into decline because of war, yet he still cares deeply for Wuchang and her sister. In this time of chaos, these 2 could become another family for Wuchang, who had already lost both her sister and brother. They might be the reason for her to move on, to let go of the regret that drives her to attempt the impossible, reviving her sister Bai Yu, a purpose that defies both fate and morality. If Wuchang shows care for them and develops a bond by checking on them whenever she can, they will gift her the 2 pieces of the causality ring, a key item that leads to better outcomes. But if she neglects them, abandoning her chance at freedom from the cycle of suffering, they will die. And Wuchang herself will meet her most tragic end, becoming nothing more than an elixir test subject for Yangzi. Even if she collects all 5 chisels and refuses to hand them over, her fate is sealed in a jar of medicines. But if Wuchang possesses all 5 chisels, the question remains, where does the 6th chisel, held by Yangzi, come from? This will be explained later in the video when we discuss the Twisted Taoist. The next question is, who killed Fang Yao and Youzai in this ending, and why? On their bodies, Wuchang can see a gash left by a great axe, charred by the heat of gunpowder. At first, this could point to the pirate Li Jiao, who once sought revenge. Her iconic weapon is the Ketan axe. Though defeated by Wuchang, Li Jiao was not killed, and she may have also been responsible for Bai Yu's death in the past. But if we recall Fang Yao's words,
I won't open the door, even if the monsters take on your visage to trick me. I'm heading to Analim to wait for you. Stay safe.
She mentioned that someone took on Wuchang's appearance and tried to harm her. So, who could look like Wuchang and wield Li Jiao's axe? The answer is none other than Wuchang's inner demon. Among the 2 inner demons she encountered, it was the Obsession Demon, the plain warrioress marked with the blue feather and the Oracle Bone script character Wei, meaning incomplete, carved on her chest. This mark hints at an unresolved obsession and an unfulfilled purpose. She was the one who gave Wuchang the Cloudfrost's edge at the beginning, as if telling her to carry on the task left unfinished in past incarnations, reviving Bai Yu.
I should have known. You've been meddling with fate all along. Bringing Bai Yu back. We're almost there. This is what you've been after all along, isn't it?
Her words implied that she saw Wuchang's growing bond with Fang Yao and Youzai as a threat, something that might lead her to abandon her original purpose. Thus, she killed both of them and stole the 2 parts of the causality ring. This is why Wuchang could not find the rings on their bodies. The Obsession Demon had already taken them. She is, in truth, Wuchang from a previous incarnation, who failed to revive Bai Yu because she never gathered all 5 chisels. Across countless lifetimes, Wuchang tried and failed, her regret and resentment accumulating until they manifested as this demon. In her incarnation, she defeated many powerful enemies, proof of which is the number of ethos spells she possesses. She killed Dutanga, the giant centipede, Fang Ling, Liu Chenin, Ai Nengxi, and Liu Wenxiu. She bested Zhang Xianzhong, stormed the Zhenwu temples, and even defeated Commander Honglan. But there were at least two foes she could not overcome, Zhao Yun and Emperor Zhu Yuzhan. We can see her catching her breath after failing against the resurrected emperor, and in the Chinese version, she bitterly remarks about Zhao Yun. Hinting she could not defeat him either. Perhaps she is even the inner demon Zhao Yun often mentioned. Unable to claim all 5 chisels, she resorted to desperate measures, guiding Wuchang in this incarnation until she gathered them all, then planning to kill her and claim them. That is why she only appears to fight Wuchang when she holds all 5 chisels near the altar used to form the Ring of Samsara.
The chisel is complete. Bai Yu, it's time to bring you home!
Both requirements for the so-called dream ending of reviving Bai Yu. If she succeeds in killing Wuchang here, she will obtain everything she needs: the 5 chisels and the completed causality ring, whether she took the pieces from Fang Yao and Youzai or from Wuchang herself. Such is the depth of her obsession, it accepts any price. Her name in Chinese is literally meaning fixation. The idea that even if given 1,000 chances, you would still choose the same path. But who's to say this beautiful ending, like a dream, won't reveal itself as an unending nightmare waiting to be uncovered?
Your sins. I've already paid for them.
When Wuchang arrives at the ruins of Worship's Rise, she hears the wailing voice of Bai Yu, so different from the cheerful tone she remembered from the past. But what sin of Wuchang's caused Bai Yu to pay with her life? As recorded in Wuchang's journal, back in their home, after the failed resurrection of their brother Bai Kru, the 2 sisters then fled to the southern sea, where they later joined Youzai. Not long after, Bai Yu was killed unexpectedly by the pirate Li Jiao. Yet, as mentioned earlier, Fang Yao claimed that the one we thought was Li Jiao bore the appearance of Wuchang herself.
I won't open the door, even if the monsters take on your visage to trick me. Get lost! I will not open this door unless both you and Hadashia come together.
When Wuchang was forced to kill her own brother, Bai Kru, the Boatman, the embodiment of the god Yog-Sothoth, mocked her, reminding her that she had just slain her own blood. He then handed her the very weapon that may have caused the death of Bai Yu. Was this a chilling revelation from the all-knowing God about what truly happened to Bai Yu? So what if the one who truly killed Bai Yu was none other than Wuchang's inner demon, manifesting as retribution for her sins? In other words, Wuchang may have indirectly caused the death of her own sister, her punishment for a life of killing. The proof lies in the game's mechanics of the inner demon. Every time Wuchang kills a human enemy, her madness gauge fills. When this madness reaches its limit, an inner demon emerges as punishment. During her time at sea, her unmatched swordsmanship in slaying pirates earned her the name Bai Wuchang. Bai Wuchang, the black and white impermanents, are deities charged with escorting souls to the underworld. Meeting Wuchang, therefore, meant one's life would be cut short. But killing humans, her own kind, was a grave sin. And so, Wuchang's sin was punished by the loss of her sister, taken by her own demon. This unbearable regret became the driving force behind her desperate attempt to alter Bai Yu's fate. A regret so deep that even after witnessing the tragic outcomes of altering fate with the chisels, Wuchang still cannot forget the gentle voice of poor Bai Yu. A haunting echo that lingers within her heart, growing into an unshakable obsession. Yet, even if she manages to revive her sister in the so-called sweet dream ending, the truth remains. The feathering disease still lingers, its source beneath the bow capital remains unpurged, and the sword still rests in her hand. Meaning the killing will continue. This ending is nothing more than a deceiving illusion. The demon will return to claim Bai Yu's life again, and the cycle of suffering will go on. The nightmare binding her and her nightmare demon never ends. These details lie in the demon's own words, but spoken in reverse.
Fleeting glimpse through heaven's eyes. Only to find myself trapped under this mortal guise. What will it take to finally awaken you?
The metaphor shows that its message cannot reach Wuchang in this cycle, as her obsession with reviving Bai Yu is still too strong for her to awaken from it. This demon knows the truth, that it is all a cruel, endless cycle, and only by accepting fate can one escape. Her character description even states that she harnesses Wuchang's accumulated karma to travel through time and space. She is a demon born from fear of the cycle, from exhaustion with endless reincarnation. On her chest, she bears the oracle bone script for Shen, meaning beginning, symbolizing her longing to move forward. When Wuchang is resurrected at a shrine, this demon appears at the site of her last death, attempting to kill her, forcing her to abandon the obsession of reviving Bai Yu and finally break free from the cycle of reincarnation. But Bai Yu's words were not of blame. They were a plea, urging her sister to let her go, to move forward, for her sins had long been repaid. No longer should Wuchang dwell in grief.
Sister, please, come home.
In her final words, Bai Yu wished only that her sister return home, live on, and let sorrow rest in the past. In the Bound by Fate's Threads ending, Wuchang finds a new beginning with Fang and Youzai, leaving behind the Cloudfrost's edged sword and forsaking the killing that once brought her sin. Unlike the other endings, this pact does not require gathering all 5 chisels or completing the Ring of Samsara. Instead, the key requirement is simply to finish the quest lines of Fang and Youzai, along with collecting the 4 chisels that had already brought harm to the world. By releasing her obsession, the fettering curse dissolves like mist and the cycle of suffering finally ends, for both Duyu and the Bo people. This ending symbolizes Wuchang's choice to focus on what truly matters in the present. Salvation does not come from bending fate to her will, but from accepting its impermanence.
Love's a strange beast, huh? Who can really understand a person's heart? Looks like you've hit rock bottom, friend.
Wuchang is a tale of sorrow, filled with longing for the past and a desire that bends fate itself. Each one leads only to tragedy, for oneself and for others. Changzhen Emperor, the 16th and final ruler of the Ming dynasty, met his end when the rebel army broke through the capital. He hanged himself, and with him the dynasty fell. Yet the remnants of the Min could not accept their fate. They clung to hope of reviving the emperor and restoring their fallen realm. Among them was Xia, the beloved concubine of Zhu Yujian. Stricken with grief after his death, she searched tirelessly for secret arts to bring him back, aided by the loyalists of the Broken Court. Xia had been born into a wealthy household, but when her family faced vengeance from old enemies, her parents hid her away in a temple. There, she first met Honglan. Sheltered since childhood, Xia found in Honglan a rare companion, someone her own age who filled her gaze with warmth and laughter. She never realized that their time together planted a seed of affection in Honglan's heart, an affection that would never fade. But fate carried Xia away. She was chosen as a concubine of the Changzhen Emperor, and her bond with Honglan was severed. Years later, whispers reached her. Among the new Jian'e was an officer named Honglan. Xia confirmed it was indeed her childhood companion. What no one knew was that Honglan had disguised herself as a man, hiding her true self in order to join the ranks. Bound by her imperial status, Xia dared not seek her out. It was only after Zhu Yujian's death, when Xia collapsed in tears over his lifeless body, that she heard a familiar voice, Honglan's, whispering, "I have a way to bring him back." Honglan took her to Shu, where Xia waited in the halls of the reverent temple, placing her trust in an old friend. She sensed something unspoken in Honglan's devotion, but chose to see it only as friendship. After the invasion of the Bo people, Honglan obtained the chisel, but was struck with the feathering curse. When the plan to resurrect the emperor neared completion, Yu Xia received from Wuchang the brocade pouch Honglan had always carried.
How did this happen?
A simple pouch embroidered with the character for summer. Inside, its lining held 2 strands of hair, tied together in an intricate knot, a symbol of union and eternal love. Yu Xia's own name means summer. In that moment, alongside the news of Honglan's death, she at last understood the truth, the depth of her feelings. Relief, guilt, and grief wrapped tightly around her heart. After the collapse of Burning Cave, Yu Xia vanished, taking with her the pouch Honglan had left behind. Perhaps in that final moment, when she grasped the weight of Honglan's hidden love, it was also the time for her to let go of her own obsession. But not all stories end in despair. Amidst the endless cycle of obsession and tragedy, there are also tales of salvation, of those who, guided by others, managed to let go. Huang Jian'e was once an advanced disciple of Zhenwu Temple, born into a noble family in Shu. A prodigy of rare talent, she was praised as the pride of her sect. But when Zhenwu Temple fell, so too did her fortunes. She fled to worship's rise, only to meet defeat after defeat. Even her master's relic, the Trinity Bell, was seized by Lu Hongliu.
Lu Hongliu, the Trinity Bell. You will pay for this.
In the shadowed halls of the underground palace, as a monstrous centipede reared before her, fear overcame her heart. Consumed by her inner demons, she struck wildly, stabbing her fellow disciples in panic before fleeing alone. Her cowardice left them to be devoured by the beast. After escaping, she had nowhere left to turn. Wandering aimlessly through the Shu sanctum, she was tormented day and night by visions of her fallen brothers.
Silence, disciples. Say no more. The underground palace. I should never have led you all there.
These became her living nightmare, her unshakable demon. Wuchang saw her guilt. She knew that Jian'e's cowardice had caused the death of her companions, yet she also saw the crushing weight of her remorse.
It's returned. Master's Trinity Bell has returned. Did you see it? Why are you silent, my fellow disciples? If I hadn't been so obsessed with escaping the underground palace, perhaps you would still be. I was wrong. So dreadfully wrong.
And so, Wuchang chose not to expose her sin, but instead granted her a chance to atone. In time, Huang Jian'e traded away a secret tome of Zhenwu Temple, knowledge reserved only for the highest disciples, in exchange for red mercury. With it, she cultivated strength not for her own glory, but for vengeance. Her obsession was no longer escape, but retribution, against Zhang Xiangzhong, the rebel king who had drenched her temple in blood. And in the end, she found redemption. Standing at Wuchang's side, she offered her strength to cast the tyrant back into the other world, ending his reign of terror.
At last, vengeance is ours. Now I can rest easy. Master, my brothers, I'll be joining you soon.
You are awake at last.
You know me?
Indeed. Time has passed, yet our paths intertwine once more.
Xuan Yangzi was adopted by the Zhenwu Temple as a child. Because of his low birth, lack of education, and slow enlightenment, his fellow disciples despised him, forcing all the menial and dirty tasks onto him. With nowhere else to go, he endured his miserable life in silence. After hearing stories of ascension, he began to dream of becoming an immortal, hoping to escape the days of humiliation and contempt. That dream grew into an obsession as he grew older. By chance, Xuan Yangzi discovered the secret knowledge that red mercury could grant immortality, an extremely guarded secret within the Zhenwu Temple. He secretly pursued its study, but when the other disciples found out, they exposed him, and he was expelled from the temple in disgrace. Afterward, he wandered through Shu, seeking the power behind red mercury. He met Bai Tingzhao and Huang Jian'e, sharing with them what little knowledge he had gathered.
I went to Snowfall Palace once, at Madame Huang's request. What little I knew from Zhenwu Temple helped me concoct some tonics. But Madame Huang demanded even more red mercury be added to the mix.
But that knowledge led to the horrific experiments of Madame Huang and her shaft, and to the tragedy of the Bai family. He used the obsessions of others as guinea pigs for his experiments, all to further his understanding of red mercury. Later, upon hearing that Lu Bingzhang, priest of the Shu Sanctum, possessed the hidden method, Xuan Yangzi settled at worship's rise. Publicly, he claimed to be researching cures for the feathering disease.
Though I've learned many of the uses of red mercury, the cure for feathering remains elusive.
But in secret, he used living people for his elixir experiments. The medicine boy, the old oracle Qiao Ying, and the son of actress Feng Xiaowan all became ingredients for his twisted alchemy. Even Lu Halu's return from death was due to the secret medicine he supplied Lu Yusan in the form of a so-called jade dumpling. When the feathering plague broke out, the Ming army came to Shu seeking the lost treasures of the Tang Emperor's palace. To secure protection, Xuan Yanzi struck a deal with Commander Honglan, preserving the corpse of Emperor Chongzhen Zhu Yujian within the burning cave, sealed with vast amounts of red mercury, in hopes of resurrecting him. Through his dealings with Honglan, Xuan Yangzi learned that the 4 sons of Zhang Shanzhong, generals of the Western Army, were also seeking a treasure that could revive their father. Remembering his years of humiliation and expulsion from Zhenwu Temple, he deliberately spread rumors that the temple possessed such a treasure, luring the Western Army to massacre the temple in blood. After rescuing Wuchang in the mountain stream, he became deeply intrigued by her unusual physique, cursed with feathering.
Be cautious around that Taoist. For days, he's been muttering strange things about you. It's unsettling, to say the least.
With her help, he learned of the successful resurrection of the perfect bride at Cloudspire through red mercury. Later, in the Zhenwu Temple library, where he had never been allowed before, he uncovered hidden texts that deepened his knowledge of red mercury and the ritual use of chisels in resurrection. When the Bo people invaded Worship's Rise, Honglan seized a chisel from the Bo Magus, creating the opportunity for Xuan Yangzi's long-awaited plan to attain immortality. But when Emperor Chongzhen was finally resurrected, he returned only as a monster. Disappointed, Xuan Yangzi wandered until, by accident, or perhaps divine guidance, he stumbled into the depths beneath the burning cave and discovered the ancient Bo capital. There, as if led by some unseen god, he bypassed every obstacle and reached the door of truth. Within, he beheld the corpse of the so-called feathered immortal Bieling. Guided by Bieling's lingering consciousness, Xuan Yangzi seized the chisel from the cycle of reincarnation, merged with Bieling, and at last, ascended as an immortal. This is where things get complicated for many players to understand. Most assume that by refusing to give Xuan Yangzi a chisel, Wuchang can avoid being betrayed by him. But that isn't true. If Wuchang doesn't complete Fang Yao and Youzai's questlines, then even if she withholds all 5 chisels from Xuan Yangzi, he will still appear with a 6th chisel and stab her in the back, leading to the jar ending, where Wuchang becomes nothing more than an ingredient in his elixirs. So where does this mysterious 6th chisel come from? It comes from the body of the feathering immortal Wuchang has just slain, Xuan Yangzi's previous incarnation.
Shaped my path in a past life.
The Xuan Yangzi of the current cycle cannot reach the Forbidden Lands without Wuchang opening the way first, so he cannot possibly be there before her.
Had you not led me here, immortality would still elude me.
What Wuchang actually kills is Xuan Yangzi from a past incarnation, who had already taken a chisel and merged with Bai Yu. The oracle mark of Shen, beginning on his body, confirms his fusion with Bai Yu, resurrected through the chisel, just as the perfect bride Fang Ling was merged with Huang Jian'e and Zhang Shanzhong with the golden tiger. But if he can only enter the Forbidden Lands after Wuchang, how could he have been there in the first place? The answer lies in the fact that there were at least 2 incarnations before the game begins, hinted at by the 2 jars beside Xuan Yangzi's table. Bai Yu was the foe Wuchang faced in her first incarnation. In fact, unused game data shows a Bai Yu boss fight, accessible through console commands, suggesting this encounter may have been planned for DLC or another phase. According to the lore, after the Avian War, Bai Yu was sealed away by Duryal deep within the Forbidden Lands.
Sealing Bai Yu is no simple task. Even the heavens are impermanent, and thus, even the divine powers are fading.
His lingering presence remained until Wuchang entered for the first time. In that initial incarnation, Wuchang defeated Bai Yu. After Bai Yu was slain, Xuan Yangzi crept up behind Wuchang and stabbed her in the back, seizing the jade ancient chisel from her body to merge with Bai Yu and become the feathered immortal. But soon after, he was sealed within the Forbidden Land by Duryal, trapping him in this endless cycle, while Wuchang was reincarnated through her chisel, and thus the cycle continued. Just as Duryal chose Wuchang as his champion to end the cycle, Bai Yu chose Xuan Yangzi as his. Thus, the war between Duryal and Bai Yu continued. Both Wuchang and Xuan Yangzi are now trapped in this cycle of obsession, endlessly reborn to repeat their roles. Only the one who can truly abandon their obsession will ever break free from this fate.
Fate unyielding, destiny unchangeable. Is the end of my journey but a fleeting dream?
Behind every human tragedy lies the curse of feathering, a curse born of obsession with immortality and the past. The mistake of Duryal left him bound by regret for millennia. Duryal, also known as Duryal in this tale, was once an avian deity. Out of goodwill and the dream of granting his people immortality and godhood, he prayed to an outer god, Yog-Sothoth, the all-knowing being of the Thulu mythos, described as the key and the gate, the ultimate lord of time and space. With an ever-watchful, all-seeing eye, Yog-Sothoth answered his plea. But the games of gods are never simple, for every gift carries a price. Yog-Sothoth granted Duryal a relic capable of bestowing magic and immortality upon the avians. Through sacred shrines, sea lilies bloomed, embodying nature's harmony, and bore translucent crystals known as the avian tears, the purest essence of heaven and earth. These crystals granted the power to command wind and rain, to prolong life. The avians can be seen holding the avian tears as a divine blessing. Yet the price of this gift was steep. Their vitality and clarity of spirit were stripped away. Realizing that tampering with the natural cycle of life would bring doom, Duryal abandoned his dream of immortality. He urged his people to accept the laws of existence, birth, aging, and death. He shed their avian forms, transforming them into what would later be known as the Bow People. But those who had tasted immortality could not easily forsake it. Led by Bai Yu, some avians coveted the shrines and the gate of truth sealed by Duryal. They discovered a twisted method, nurturing sea lilies with the blood of their own kin, giving birth to the substance later called red mercury, a perversion of life's essence. With this, they waged war against Duryal's followers. The Chinese version makes it clear, red mercury is formed from the coagulated blood of avians, containing the mysterious power of their race. This ties directly into the Chinese concept of causality, yingguo, literally seed and fruit. The seed, the cause, inevitably bears the fruit, the effect. The avian tears were the fruit born from the seed of pure heaven and earth, while red mercury was the fruit born from blood, a sinful act in violation of natural and moral order. Seeing his goodwill twisted into disaster, Du Yu, in desperation, once again prayed to Yog-Sothoth. This time, the price was his own divine power, his soul, and his blood.
Sealing Bieling is no simple task. Even the heavens are impermanent, and thus, even the divine powers are fading.
With the relic, Du Yu struck down Bieling, but the relic shattered into 5 fragments, known as the chisels, scattered across the realm. Leading the surviving clans, Du Yu established the ancient Shu kingdom, later revered by generations as its founding king. Though Bieling was sealed within the Forbidden Land, his methods and obsessions lingered among the Bo people. Beneath the ancient capital, Red Mercury and the sea lilies still festered, threatening the world with ruin. Du Yu, burdened by guilt, disguised himself as an old storyteller and wandered the land, seeking someone capable of ending the crisis. Meanwhile, his loyal followers guarded the ancient capital, awaiting the one who could finally break the cycle. This is the challenge of the god Yog-Sothoth for humankind. He embodied himself as a boatman, watching tragedies not as endings, but as the beginning of a trial. The rule of his cruel game was simple. If anyone could withstand the temptation to alter fate for their own will, the curse of feathering would vanish.
Off you go. When you're ready to return to the root of your cycle of death and rebirth, come and find me.
For Du Yu, salvation could only come if he found and guided someone capable of forsaking their deepest obsession. That person might have been Wuchang, but she too was consumed by the obsession of reviving her sister. Thus the cycle became endless, a cruel contest that mortals could only describe as a game of gods, heaven's will, or a cosmic plan. In Du Yu's absence, millennia of erosion by Red Mercury made the Bo capital increasingly hostile. In time, the Bo Magus, the embodiment of countless Bo Shaolins, defied Du Yu's command. They embraced human sacrifice, believing that blood-fed Red Mercury could restore their people's former glory. This birthed yet another temptation, another trial for Wuchang. Should she fail, should she surrender to the lure of feathering power, she would become nothing more than the shaman's next vessel, bound to endless reincarnation through the chisels, a puppet enslaved to their will. After overcoming many trials and gathering the chisels, Wuchang is guided by Du Yu to the ancient capital. If she can truly release her sorrow for her lost sister and choose to move forward, she will bring salvation not only to herself, but to all who still suffer under the curse. This detail echoes beautifully with the old legends of Du Yu and Bieling in history. Du Yu was remembered as a king of Shu who led his people from the age of hunting into the life of farming. Yet disaster struck when a great flood swallowed the land. By then, Du Yu had grown old, and he entrusted the task of taming the waters to a talented youth named Ling. The young man succeeded, and Du Yu, impressed by his gifts, named him heir and stepped down from the throne. But power changed Ling. Pride and arrogance took root, and he turned away from the people's suffering. When Du Yu returned to counsel him, Ling, fearing the old king might reclaim power, shut the palace gates against him. Du Yu died heartbroken not long after. The legend tells that his spirit did not rest. Transformed into a cuckoo, he wept for his people, each sorrowful cry shedding a drop of blood into the earth. And so, both in myth and in the game, Du Yu's mistake brought suffering to his people. His soul lingers still, grieving, watching, guiding, searching for salvation through another who walks the path after him. Wuchang. A descendant walking the same path brings healing to the wounds of the past, like a thread of causality slowly mending itself. And so this journey draws to a close. We have witnessed many tales, each bound by their obsessions. Some clung to hatred, power, or desire, and were consumed by it. Others, however, found the strength to let go. By forsaking obsession, some discovered peace. These rare moments remind us that though the world is impermanent, hope still endures. Hope that one day, if there are future DLCs, we may return to this world again. For the myths, the histories, and the meaning of this game will linger with me for a long time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next rich lore adventure.